that we might not play games, and this was yesterday, I reached out to the folks at the arena and our folks at the Mavs to find out, what it would cost to financially support people who aren't going to be able to come to work. They get paid by the hour, and this was their source of income. And so we'll do some things there. We may ask them to go do some volunteer work in exchange, but we've already started the process of having a program in place, and I don't have any details to give, but it's certainly something that's important to me.
That's Mark Cuban right there. We're going to speak on that in a second. But in the meantime, Kevin Love, we talked about this with Shams moments ago. Kevin Love from the Cavs has donated $100,000 to the Cavs arena and support staff affected by the NBA season suspension. So Cubes, he was obviously in shock when everything came down, but he's being very proactive, was essentially the voice of the NBA last night, came out and spoke up. Became a leader in a sense, said what he was going to do to help out some of these people. 3D, you spoke about it earlier in the program, the people that we don't think about. Obviously, we know who the players are, the coaches are, who the executives are. But the people that are behind the scenes helping them, what were your thoughts on what Cuban did?
That was the first thing that came to mind last night, bro, when Matt Weiner and I were doing the overnight show, that you think of the arena staff, you think about audio, you think about logistics, you think about all the things that go on behind the scenes that make our game look so great on television. And I think that's the part we forget right away. So, the runners, the makeup ladies, all those different people, you say, well, wow, who are those people? Well, you never get a chance to see them because they're behind the scenes or behind the camera. All these lovely people we have behind our cameras here,
yes,
they're affected as well. Those are the ones that make us look good every night. So as Adam Silver and his crew figure out the best way until we get back to basketball, I feel for all those people that make us look good.
Yes, indeed. I mean, Q, what are your thoughts? Obviously, we have a number of people here at NBA TV that help us look good on television. But then going back to your playing days, the equipment managers, the people of those likes that would help you out and help get you right so you could be ready to play.
Yeah, for me, man, as soon as I saw this last night and I tweeted it out because I was blown away by Mark Cuban. I mean, we literally watched him this play out in real time for him. They had the video of him supposedly, seeing the alert come across the phone that the season has been canceled and him being blown away, then going over to his bench and, exchanging words with a few members of the organization. And literally, by the time he's getting interviewed and he's up on the thing, that's one of the first things you hear him saying is that he's going to take care of the arena and everybody was supposed to work for the next 5 games and they're going to work on a solution to work forward with them after that, moving forward. So, I mean, for me, that was for somebody like him, an owner, Mark Cuban, billionaire, who that's the last thing that he would, that
you would think.
Him. You would think. Yeah. Somebody like him, he was thinking about those people first and foremost. For me, that was awesome. And I think, like you said, he became a leader last night, and I think he put pressure on other owners in other industries to do the same, because if they don't, they will be viewed as not as good as him or not as morally good as him and humane. I mean, those things that he did last night, those spoke volumes for me to the type of person that Mark Cuban is.
And I like what you said, and I'll tip my hat to Mark Cuban. I spent 13 years working in the Dallas Mavericks organization, a first-class organization, no doubt, but Q, I like what you said. He's going to put pressure on the other owners, so hopefully those owners will follow suit. But just to switch the topic just for a second, you two obviously in your playing days were involved in work stoppages, so obviously that's a lot different.
Totally different.
Totally different than what we have going on now. However, just to bring it back full circle, what were you doing during that work stoppage? What type of things were you doing to keep your mind on basketball as we take a look at the tweet from Shams? What type of things were you doing to stay engaged knowing that you were going to be playing soon?
Well, I think this situation, as we keep light up in our meetings, is totally different. When it's been work stoppage before, we knew what it was. They're fighting over money. Let's call it what it is.
Right.
Now, this is totally different. We play doctors on TV, but we have no clue what this is. So back then, you could go work out, you play one-on-one, two-on-two, you lift weights, you travel different places, and you still would interact. Where now they're saying, no, that's my teammate. I need to stay away from him for 14 days to make sure we're all healthy. I think that was to your question to Shams. Who initiates what 2 players can come on Monday and what 2 players can come on Wednesday? Those type of things are totally different in this situation because we don't know. Where before we said, okay, come on, man, get our money right. Hey, these meetings, like you be on those conference calls, what, we're giving up this. You knew exactly what you were fighting. What, travel? No, days off, back-to-backs. We knew exactly what this stoppage was. This right here, I say it again, Ro. We've played doctors on TV. I know if you turn your ankle, if a guy hurts his knee, we've seen that before. we as players, we've never seen these type of advisors before. So that's why we have to continue to educate ourselves so we can understand how we can act to your question. When can we work out? Who we're working out with? What doctors are going to be there? Which trainers have been already tested and said he can work each player out? So all those type of things, I think Adam Silver has a trickle down to each owner, each general manager, to each coach and each player.
I mean, Q, in this situation, obviously 3D spoke about it. There's things that you can't do with the team. What are some of the things that you could possibly do as a player individually if you can't do anything?
I mean, that's just the thing. I mean, some players in some situations have home gyms, have gyms in their home. Like, those people there are some fortunate guys right now because you can literally stay in self-containment and do those type of things. But speaking of what 3D said, until, you know, at least a couple days go by and they find something out and kind of get some type of rhyme to their reason of how they're going to move forward. Like, right now, all you can literally do is stay home and try and stay out of the way and stay clear. If you have a gym there, if you have workout equipment there, that would be the best in your interest to try and do something to stay in some type of shape, because you, like 3D said, we have no clue when things are going to clear up or when things are going to resume and get back going. And I think that was the one thing that we could all talk about during the lockouts. It was an unknown, but even with this is much more of an unknown, because even during our lockout, it was like, okay, this is a date where they're going to resume and talk, and so we could maybe aim at that. Like, with this, we have no idea when this is. The world doesn't know. So, like, us as athletes and basketball players, we have no clue. We literally have to, you know, like we always say, stay ready so we don't have to get ready. Some of those guys got to be at the house, and they ain't got equipment, doing sit-ups, push-ups, taking it old school.
And to add to that, to your question, Ro, think about some of the G League guys. Think about some of the guys who are, you know, two-way players who may just come back from playing overseas, and they may be living check to check. So now, right now, with no NBA, nowhere to work out, now I think to C.J. McCollum's tweet, you have to now really dab into your resources.
Expand beyond basketball.
Where'd you go to college?
Yeah.
Georgia Tech, DePaul, where'd you go? Can you call someone and say, hey, can I do an internship? Can I work here for the next 30 days so I can feed my family, try to figure out when my first job consumes? So all those type of conversations are going on now behind closed doors, and people are really trying to figure that out at the lower level. Because to your point, the LeBron James of the world, yes, they have the big mansions. They have other endorsements that are going to, feed them and pay them, and they can work out in those gyms. I'm thinking about the other guys who are knocking on the door trying to get into the NBA, who are fighting and clawing.
Exactly.
Those guys have nowhere to go right now.
Yes. No, there's definitely levels to this, and the ripple effect of this situation is being felt on every single level. As we continue on, we take it back to Twitter. Spencer Dinwiddie got to take care of those non-salary.
Man, that's exactly what. My goodness, there you go.
Bitcoin.
There you go.
There he is. He's always thinking outside the box. Miles Turner, shout out to all the medical workers and hospital employees out there, though. Man, that's real as well. That's real.
They're the front line. That's the front line.
That is the front line. And we continue to keep you updated on